I'm Sister Loyola Galvin. My own name, my family name is Johanna, and I'm called Loyola when I came to join the sisters. And I've been with the sisters now for quite a number of years. I joined the sisters in 1947 after having done my nursing training in Wellington Hospital. And now I have been in most of the sisters' houses throughout New Zealand and Australia, all of them. I haven't been to Fiji. But apart from that, I've done nursing for 45 years, and then I had 14 years as a chaplain, full-time chaplain, at Hutt Hospital. Came back from that 10 years ago, and Sister Ray said to do whatever I felt I was capable of doing. So I have very good health, so I wanted to garden. I've always wanted to garden because my father was a great gardener. I brought up in Taranaki where there was wonderful volcanic soil. The soil here is very different. It's clay and rock, but we make our soil through making compost here. And this is a garden that I've established to grow vegetables for the sisters. When I was a child, my uncle married the sister of one of the Sisters of Compassion. And I visited their home when I was 7 over in Sane Street, close to the home here. And they pointed out the Home of Compassion. And we visited Mother Zita. That was the sister that was there. And while I was nursing, I was very interested in handicapped children. There were many handicapped children in those years. They didn't have the polio vaccine and osteomyelitis. They didn't have the penicillins, and children were in hospital for many years. And I had osteomyelitis as a child, and I was interested in handicapped children. So I came and visited the sisters. And I, like most young people nursing in Wellington in those days, we entertained the soldiers. See, it was during the war when I was training, 43 to 47, and 46. And we met a lot of troops from different parts of New Zealand, and the Americans were here, and lots of different. We used to go to dances and help them and entertain them. And I met someone who I fell in love with, but had the usual dreams of settling down after the war, but that wasn't to be. He didn't come back from the war. So I thought about it deeply, and I nursed for a while, but I had this feeling that I'd like to try becoming Sisters of Compassion. And I had always been in the company of men. My father didn't have a son, and I was brought up like a boy, and I rode horses, including race horses, and done all those things, and I loved the company of men. I didn't know that I'd live without them. But anyway, I thought if I joined the Sisters of Compassion, one doesn't take the final vow until 5 years. If I don't like it, I won't stay. So I'll do something else. But anyway, I came, and I was meant to be. I thought if the Lord wanted me to be here, He'd give me the necessary. So I've been here over 50 years, so I guess it must have been right. One had to go to the parish priest to get a certificate of baptism and character before you come. And I went. And the parish priest was not happy. He had been the chancellor of the diocese when Mother Obeah was operative, and she was not popular with some of the priests and the bishops. And he said, "Why do you want to go there?" And I said, "Oh, well, I'm interested in looking after the poor and handicapped children, things like that." He said, "You should go to the other order where they have various well-established hospitals. They would be very happy to have you." And I said, "Well, I'm not drawn to them." And he said, "The mother foundress of the Sisters of Compassion was mad, you know." And I said, "What form did her insanity take?" And he said, "She opposed the bishops." So I thought that was funny, but I didn't laugh too loudly. Anyway, I carried on and joined. And I realise now, after over 50 years in the sisterhood, that Mother Obeah's attitudes were so far ahead of the bishops and a lot of other people. That was really why she raised their ire. And I have, during my own career as a Sister of Compassion, sometimes had difficulties with clergy including bishops. And I realised that not only was her opposition to them a sign of her sanity, which she needed to be able to get on with the work she felt the Lord was calling her to, but also of her sanctity. Because in those days, to oppose clergy was very infidel. But anyway, I came and I've loved it. And here I am now in my retirement days, semi-retirement, gardening on her property and loving it. So helping to feed the sisters. And I also have an interest in the Jerusalem area because I love Jerusalem. We go there every year, some of us, for a retreat. And I've been working up there in the garden too, so I'm sort of spreading myself a little bit. I loved Sister Veronica. Sister Veronica came down to be the Mother General after having been many, many years in Jerusalem. And she was a short, dumpy, no-nonsense, lovable woman. Beautiful. She joined Mother AB at quite when she was very young, and she just didn't beat about the bush, but she was lovely. And she told me once that when she was young and she was teaching in the Maori school, a boy was very naughty in class, and she warned him that he would be punished, and he continued to, I think he was aggravating another child, I think that's what it was, and eventually, see, one of Mother Abra's things, we don't smack children, but eventually she felt it was necessary to give him a sound smack, which she did. He ran away home and brought his father back, and the father was a chief, and he came complete with taiaha, the big club, and Mother Veronica was rather worried about this, and she didn't quite know what to do, confronted with this angry Maori man, with this boy, and he said, "You have laid your hands upon the son of a chief." And she prayed for a moment, and she said, if he had behaved like the son of the chief, it would not have been necessary. He bowed to her, put down the taiaha, and apologised, and took the child home to deal with him. She said she was so grateful to God. She thought she was going to be the victim of the taiaha.